Hey, how's it going? It is Mark again, and this is part two of Community College Hero. Uh, I've played about almost 2 hours of it now, and I guess the speed depends on how fast you read, but I've been thoroughly enjoying it, so I hope you like it too. I know it's kind of a weird thing to do a playthrough on, but yeah, so I hope you enjoy. Thanks. This is your chance to practice your chosen persona when you're out in public as Uncle Trunkle. Oh, don't do that. Oh, God. Why did I pick that name? You recognize that the most successful heroes all exhibit a certain persona that sums up their heroic identity. Of course, no one characteristic can really entirely define a person, but building a hero brand can help you stand out from all the other aspiring crime fighters out there. For example, Megacat is a man of few words. Many call him a brooder. Booksmart emphasizes following rules and acting responsibly. She might be called a traditionalist. Other heroes may turn on the charm or crack jokes in their public appearances. So what persona will you try out with the bushy-browed man? Okay. Charmer. I smile and flatter him with a quick, looking good. I don't think that works for me. Jokester. I walk past him and ask, is this the way to the investment bankers convention? Brooder. I just brush past him, not bothering to make eye contact. Traditionalist. I smile and greet him with a warm, good morning, citizen. Yeah, we're gonna be a brooder. I mean, we are in Nebraska, and I doubt they're super open to, non-gender descript people. Sorry, that's a huge generalization. I just want to be a brooder, especially if my name's Uncle Drunkle. I can't be talking to people. Actually, no. Uncle Drunkle's gonna tell him, looking good. Oh, wait. No, I want to be a brooder. Son of a bitch. He just stares at you, as if incapable of speech. His reaction really isn't surprising considering he's probably never met a costumed hero before. That's right, since you're on your way to orientation, you're obviously in full uniform. You don't have time to extend the conversation, so you keep on walking. By the way, what sort of uniform did you pick? A sleek and traditional spandex bodysuit? Head-to-toe leather to intimidate the villains? A machine washable sweatsuit with Uncle Drunkle on the chest? Oh my god. A revealing outfit covering just enough to avoid arrest? That's probably going to be the one. A martial arts robe? A hoodie and jeans, since traditional uniforms seem unnecessary. That might be it though. A trench coat, like a 1940s detectives used to wear. You see, I would go for the trench coat, but nowadays trench coats typically just imply rape. So, I can't do that. Hoodie and jeans I could do. I'm a very lazy dresser most of the time. Yeah, we're gonna go with hoodie and jeans. All spec students are required to wear masks to protect their identities. Some variation is allowed, but since students will be attending classes, studying, eating, and socializing while in uniform, certain options like full masks just aren't viable. What does your mask look like? A basic domino mask, similar to those worn at masquerade parties. A hood paired with a domino mask. A full mask covering all of my eyes and mouth. A classic half mask, exposing my mouth, jaw, and the bottom of my nose. A helmet with a built-in visor. Oversized goggles. Oh, I kind of want to go with oversized goggles. That just Sounds awesome. So, yep. What color scheme did you choose? Basic black, red, white, and blue? Well, America. Red and gold, green and purple, pink with black trim, white and silver, orange and yellow, many shades of gray. Yeah, we're doing shades of gray. Like, alright. I get that this could be misconstrued as a play on 50 Shades of Grey, but if I'm being completely honest, my favorite color is gray. It always has been. Well, I say always, since I was old enough to pick my own favorite color. Love the color gray, so that's what I'm going with. Judge me if you want. What extra touch do you add? A cape? Lots of pouches? A cool belt with Uncle Drunkle on the buckle? Yes. A wig? Maybe. Oversized shoulder pads? Leather thigh-high boots. Leather thigh-high boots with 3-inch heels. I don't think I could walk in heels, much less run. We're going with a belt buckle. Uncle Drunkle. It even has some storage compartments. Blaring sirens and flashing lights interrupt your daydreaming. 2 squad cars with SPD's finest fly around the corner towards your apartment. They slow at the intersection, chirping their sirens again as they roll through and then accelerate down East Meadow Avenue. You arrived in spec almost 3 weeks ago, and this is the first time you've witnessed police actually responding to something. What do? Orientation starts in just a few minutes. I don't have time to take a detour. Or, isn't this why I want to be a hero? I need to try and catch up with the police. No, we're going to orientation. It's probably something dumb. We don't need to butt in. That was like rule 1, right? Yeah, orientation. Wow, just wow. Your eyes widen as you reach SCC's campus. At least 24 costumed students are hanging out at the school's entrance. You see patriotic red, white, and blue outfits. At least 2 or 3 of those. Others wear scowls, paired with black uniforms and calculated for maximum intimidation. Your head swivels to soak it all in. The group is much quieter than one would expect. A few seem to know each other, giving hugs or high fives, but most keep to themselves. Some warily size up their classmates. Although they may all look different, you know one common characteristic unites them. They all have special abilities or equipment that separates them from normal people like you. You stand there, frozen, as students slowly work their way inside the main entrance. Unfolding your acceptance letter, you confirm, for the second time this morning, that orientation takes place in the gym. You inhale slowly and convince your feet to move. It's time to meet your classmates. The gym features traditional wooden bleachers on the near side. 4 rows have been extended out on the floor, providing at least 10 times the seating actually needed to accommodate the 25 or 30 students in attendance. By invisible agreement, most students sit 5 or 10 feet from one another, providing lots of buffer zones. You quickly pick a spot on the edge of the second row and sit a few feet from a skinny guy wearing glasses over his half mask. His hair seems to shoot in 6 different directions at the same time: left, right, up, down, back, and forward. He gives you a polite nod as you sit. You crane your neck, looking around at some of the students in your area. Are you more interested in checking out the girls or the guys? Are you more interested in checking out the girls or the guys? The girls, the guys, I'm checking out everyone. When it comes to attraction, it's more about the person than the gender. Neither. I'm not interested in pursuing any sort of romance at spec. Well, since I don't identify as either gender, I suppose I'm open to both genders. Okay, there are certainly some cute aspiring heroes and heroines at spec. You wonder if you'll get the chance to date any of them. A student in an obscenely bulky armored suit sits in front of you on the front row. The back of the armor resembles a huge brown turtle shell, over 4 feet wide. Every time the student makes the slightest move, the bleacher creaks in protest. Tapping your limited knowledge of weights and measures, you estimate the armor to weigh at least 1,000 pounds. Feeling bold, you tap the student's shoulder. Surprisingly, he somehow feels your tapping, because he quickly turns around. You smile and greet him. Hey, what's up? I'm Uncle Drunkle. Cool armor. Oh, hey, I'm the Combat Wombat. His face is friendly with small nose and round cheeks. He wears mechanical-looking goggles to conceal his identity. I like your green backpack. Oh, okay, thanks. Combat Wombat, did you hear that right? How do you follow up on that? This might be another good chance to practice your persona with a classmate. Okay, here are my choices. Maybe I'll charm him. I had no idea wombats were so impressive looking. Care to tell me more about them? This just begs for a joke. Wait, so you're named after a wombat? Did you lose a bet or something? It's time for brooding. I just repeat the words. Combat Wombat. While stroking my chin and acting as if I have him all figured out already. Or I'll just play this straight. I don't know much about wombats. Jeez. I don't know much about wombats. Care to educate me? I'm gonna play it straight. I don't want to charm him. I don't want to make fun of him. That's mean. And I want to make friends. It seems like the right thing to do. I mean, it's not something I'd actually do in real life because I probably wouldn't talk to anybody. But anywho, yeah, I'll just play it straight. He nods and launches into a diatribe about his namesake. You see, the wombat. His explanation is interrupted as the bleacher violently groans beneath his crushing weight. Wombat excuses himself and rises to stand beside the bleachers. You turn your attention back to the gym floor. A few people you assume are professors sit in simple metal fold-out chairs. A man with skin the color of marble is rocking in an immaculate navy single-breasted suit. He leans in and whispers to the woman sitting beside him. The woman, wearing glasses 3 sizes too large for her long, narrow face, smiles broadly and raises a hand to cover her mouth. A severe woman in a futuristic battlesuit sits on the other side of the marble-skinned man. Based on her scowl, you anticipate she will bludgeon him to death with her steel chair if the program does not start soon. An odd figure in a purple cloak glides in seemingly random circles around the chairs. You can't determine the person's gender or age. No facial features escape the hood's shadow. A plump woman in her early 50s bursts out from the equipment room and waves both her hands at the audience. 2 basketballs and a volleyball roll out before she can close the door. She trots up to the podium, which for some reason is marked North Spec High, and adjusts the microphone downward. It's always best to start with a joke. She smooths her coral jacket and grins as if already amused by the punchline. So I asked the Dean of Prestige School for Heroes, Megacat, to fly out here to lovely Spec, Nebraska to say a few words. The mere mention of Megacat's name causes a buzz to ripple through the small crowd of hero students. The woman blinks. Oh no, he's not coming. It's just a joke. Where was I? Okay, so I asked Megacat to fly out to say a few words. And he asked me, where's Spec? So I said, Nebraska. And he's like, where's Nebraska? She smirks before continuing. So I asked him, well, where's New York? Awkward silence follows. Yeah, that sounds about right. One of the basketballs continues to roll across the gym floor. One student in the back yells, New York in the house! The others glance sideways at one another. The woman clears her throat. Alright, I hope I don't want to be friends with the guy that just said New York is in the house. Because, what year is it? Actually, I already forgot what year it was in this thing. Fuck, is it like 1994? Alright, if it's early 90s, then the New York is in the house thing makes a lot of sense. Fuck. Alright, I judged him way too harshly, way too soon. Anywho, I'm Dean Meg Tolley, and it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to Spec Community College brand spanking new Heroes Among Us program. Those words elicit an energetic response from the audience. A high-pitched, woohoo! Assaults your left ear. A girl sitting beside you dressed as a pink fairy meets masked swordsman tries to unsuccessfully start a Let's Go Spec cheer. Many just clap loudly. How do you respond? I stand and cheer. gyrating my hips in a rather risque manner. That sounds like Uncle Drunkle. I turn to the pink fairy meets masked swordsman girl beside me and ask, "This is the orientation for the paralegal studies program, right?" I stand and clap politely. I cross my arms over my chest, looking totally disinterested. I'm gonna maintain a low profile here, and stand and clap politely. Dean Tolley introduces the faculty. The lady with the big glasses is Sandy McCormick, a local attorney. The marble-skinned man is the hedonist, a professor on loan from Xavier School. The severe woman is Downfall. You think you've heard of her before. She's a New York hero, although you're not sure if she attended Prestige. Finally, the cloaked figure is introduced only as Nil. Which professor do you think is the most interesting? Professor McCormick. I want to know why we need an attorney on the faculty. Plus, I like that we have a regular person as a professor. Professor Hedonist. He seems quite charming, even from afar, and if he teaches at Xavier, he must know what he's talking about. Professor Downfall. I wonder how many villains she's jailed over the years. I wouldn't want to meet her in a dark alley, or a well-lit one. Professor Nil. Heck, I don't even... I still don't even know if Nil is human, and what's up with the cloak? Nil is the most interesting, by far. I mean, I would want to know why we have an attorney, but maybe it's just so you don't run afoul of the law. That makes sense for a hero, especially. But, alright, yeah, Professor Nil. After the professors are introduced, Dean Tolley pulls out a wadded piece of notebook paper from her jacket pocket. First on today's itinerary is a special little field trip. The dean sings the last two words. Wow, I didn't sing those, I just kind of stretched them. But it's a surprise. We've broken you randomly into 8 teams of 4 students each. Come down to the table, she says, pointing at a small folding table on the gym floor, to get your name tag and team assignment. The teams are labeled A through H. Take a left out the gym doors. She motions again. Head all the way down the hallway and take the rear exit to the faculty parking lot. Find the van marked with your team letter. I'll see you in a bit. You stand and step down to the next bleacher level, patiently waiting your turn as everyone crowds the table. A girl with big blue eyes and wavy blonde hair, dressed as either a narwhal or a unicorn, sticks her name tag on her horn and skips down the hall. You wonder whether her tag will actually stay attached. Grabbing your Uncle Drunkle name tag, you search with your index finger on multiple lists until you find your name included under Team B. You scramble down the hallway, stopping only to pick up Norwal Girl's name tag and return it to her. It's time to meet the B-teamers. Got a team! Holy shit! Alright, full disclosure, this is really exciting. Like, I've never even played, like, you know, the visual novel games, like graphic novel games. Whatever, I don't even know how you describe them. But, this for me is really cool. I'm sure it's not that exciting to watch. Might as well just, like, start a podcast of it or something, Jesus. But hopefully if you're watching, you're drinking along and learning about this person, as I do. Professor McCormick greets the B team members in the faculty parking lot. She adjusts her glasses, not quite making eye contact with anyone, as she reviews the document on her clipboard. Okay, people, we're going to Tyler Park for a little team building exercise. I just need to make sure we have everyone here before we hit the road. Let me know when I call your name. Tress. A pale redhead raises her hand. You're not sure why she felt the need to do that in a group of 5 people. Tress makes eye contact with everyone before she speaks, seemingly comfortable with this group of strangers. I'm Tress, and I just want to say that I am super excited to be here. You can't help but notice that Tress has both the shiniest hair and the pointiest nose you've ever seen. She wears a clingy green bodysuit with small cutouts running down her arms and legs. She looks about 20 years old. For some reason, she reminds you of a ballet dancer. Something about her just seems very fluid, like one of those swirly post-impressionist paintings. Do you say anything to her? I smile politely and say, "It's a pleasure to meet you, Tress. That's a cool name." "Oh, your hair is so pretty. You should be on one of those shampoo commercials where the woman dramatically tosses her hair back and it bounces around and she looks just so incredibly happy to have such nice hair." I smirk and comment, "That outfit's pretty hot, doll. And so are you. Wow." I act disinterested. Alright, she's a redhead, so I'm gonna be really nice. I smile politely and say, "It's a pleasure to meet you, Tress. That's a cool name." I'm not gonna be snarky. I'm not gonna be a dick. She's a redhead. She's from my native land, most likely. She grins. People tell me it's appropriate considering my powers and all. McCormick's eyes dart around as if trying to determine the name's owner before he or she gets a chance to speak. Stunner? Hey. An imposing slab of humanity flashes in his unassuming smile at the group. His golden armor glistens in the early morning sun. Yeah, anyway, I'm Stunner. It's cool to meet y'all. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to kick some. His voice trails off as if sensing McCormick's imminent disapproval. Some butt. His violent high five to the weirdly dressed girl catches her off guard. At the last second, her hand shoots up to deflect a potential closed head injury. Closed head injury, I guess. If Tress is the team's ballerina, Stunner's the linebacker. Do you say anything to him? I feel like I should be nice to everybody, right? That's the, I mean, it's, I don't know, I just want, if I'm the only non-superpowered person here, I probably shouldn't really make enemies, unless I meet somebody that's a huge dick. Then we're just gonna fucking shame the shit out of him. Okay, here's the choices though. Time for some more charm. Hey, your armor is awesome. I wish I could pull off that kind of look. I shield my eyes over dramatically and stagger backwards, shouting, "Your armor, it blinds me. Too bright." Hey there, nice arms, you must work out. Or I just shake his hand firmly, looking him in the eye and say, "A pleasure, Stunner." He probably gets plenty of attention all the time. He doesn't need any more from me. I'm just gonna shake his hand. Seems like the right call here. Stunner returns your shake and your eye contact. "Good to meet you too, and a nice handshake." Nice. The professor pipes up again. "Okay then, Uncle Drunkle, how do you respond? I don't know, falling over in some bushes maybe? Throwing up on her?" Okay, here's the choices though. Yes, the one and only. I wink at the others, including Professor McCormick. No, I'm not doing that. I need to loosen everyone up. "I'm Uncle Drunkle. I'm excited to be here, and so are my feet." And with that, I break into a dance. No, definitely. I mean, yeah, that would make sense considering my name, but no, it's not my character. "Hey everyone, I'm Uncle Drunkle. It's nice to meet you all. I look forward to being a part of the team." Or last but not least, I just nod but say nothing, all mysterious like. No, we're not going to be that brooding. We're not going to be like ridiculously brooding. So we're just going to be nice. Say, "Hey everyone, I'm Uncle Drunkle. It's nice to meet you all." Stunner nods. "Good to meet you too. I've got a good feeling about this team." The girl with a strange fashion sense smirks. "Aren't you the nice little polite one?" Is this right?" McCormick peers at her list. "Dirty girl? Oh dear God. Here we go." She already just basically called me a goody two-shoes, so of course she's named Dirty Girl. The oddly dressed girl smiles. "Guilty as charged," she says. Before anyone, as she immediately looks in Stunner's direction, says anything about my name, it refers to my powers, okay? Well, that, and I like getting a rise out of people. You don't doubt her last remark. She wears a retro leather aviator's helmet as if she was expecting at any moment to leap into a World War II fighter plane. Her goggles are pulled down over her eyes. Strands of blue hair poke out from under her helmet, She wears a black t-shirt with the message, "Getting Dirty" on the front. What the fuck? Along with a gray and purple tartan shorts and oversized buckled black boots, giving new definition to the word clunky. Dirty girl isn't your stereotypical spandex-clad heroine. Before you can say anything to Dirty Girl, Professor McCormick taps her clipboard with her pen. "Okay, Team B, hop on the bus. We'll discuss details on the way. Let's go." Wait, I thought it was 5-person teams. We got Stunner, Tress, me, and Dirty Girl. Unless I'm not drunk, so I'm not drunk yet, so I don't know how I could have missed somebody. As it turns out, the Dean's assigned team building exercise is really a game of capture the flag. Team B will face Team H in the north portion of the park. Standard rules apply. The play area, roughly twice the size of a football field, provides adequate tree cover. A pond approximately 100 feet across marks the midfield point. Orange cones designate the midfield line, as well as the outer boundaries. 2 members of each team will play defense but must stay at least 30 feet from their own team's flagpole, unless they are pursuing an opposing team member. The defenders can capture opposing players once the opposing player crosses over the midfield line. A 2-handed touch is needed for capture, although powers, equipment, and weapons can all be used as well. Captured players must walk over to the jail tree and keep one hand on the tree until another friendly player finds them and frees them with a 2-hand touch. McCormick taps her clipboard again. "Okay, listen up because this is important. Personally, I think this is the stupidest idea imaginable. Sending brand new students out to a city park to blast or punch or whatever you all do to each other is just asking for a lawsuit." She pauses until everyone is making eye contact with her. Let me repeat, do not damage municipal property. That means trees, bushes, benches, birds, grass. I'm guessing no one read the hero liability insurance policies we mailed to you back in June? She continues without waiting for a response. "Well, those policies include certain exclusions that negate coverage for certain actions you may or may not take. It's complicated, but for today, assume you may end up paying for any property you damage and for any person you hurt. Got it? Okay. You all had better figure out who's doing what." By the time McCormick has concluded her diatribe, the buses, that's the second time that word has been used here. We get it, you're a good writer, Eric Moser. No, I'm just kidding, this is actually really good. You should be very proud, your parents should be very proud. Anyway, by the time McCormick has concluded her diatribe, the bus has already covered half the distance to the park. Team B's strategy session will be short and intense. Stunner speaks up clearly, taking the leadership role. "Okay, before we decide positions, we've got to figure out what everyone can do. Tress, I have telekinetic control over my hair. I can even make it grow like 20 feet. Watch." 4 pairs of eyes focus on the redhead as she whips her hair to the unoccupied back half of the bus. Orangish red torrents of hair whip from her head, flowing over the seats and onto the aisle floor. Her gaze intensifies and long strands of hair stand up from the floor like dancing cobras. She flips her head back, and within seconds her hair retracts to its normal shoulder length. Oh God, a woman for my heart. Stunner sums up the thoughts of the group. "You're on offense. Hell, girl, you can probably grab the flag that way." Then he looks to you. "Okay, Uncle Drunkle, what exactly can you do?" "What do you say?" "I don't know, I can ruin family occasions. I'm pretty good at that shit." You admit you have no powers, but assure them that you're armed with some basic equipment. You give an evasive response, not really answering the question. You claim to have powers. No, I'm not gonna lie to them. I'm the one person that got here without powers. I should be proud of that, right? So I'm gonna admit that I have no powers. Stunner looks, well, stunned. "No powers, huh?" he asks. "You must be that scholarship kid I heard about." You must be that let me try that one again. "You must be that scholarship kid I heard about." Stunner's gonna be from the south. I've decided that now. It's cool. Dirty Girl strokes her chin. No powers. That's pretty brave of you. Or insane. One of the two, she comments. We'll have to figure out which. I already don't like you, Dirty Girl. Stoner explains to the team that he can create shockwaves by clapping his hands together. Combined with his natural strength and speed, his abilities make him a natural offensive player. Dirty Girl gives a brief demonstration of her powers as the bus pulls up to the park. She points her fingers outward. Thick puffs of smoke ooze from the pores of her skin. Within seconds, smoke fills the bus, reminding you of a poorly licensed honky-tonk. What is a honky-tonk? Is it like a... Fuck. Is a honky-tonk a bar? Like a bar where people dance and play? I can't fucking remember. Anyway, we're gonna assume that it's like a big, like, a club in the South. You know what I mean? With dancing and drinks and everything. Okay, within seconds, alright. A coughing fit seizes the driver, who narrowly avoids driving over the curb. I can make tons of it, Dirty Girl promises. So thick no one can see through it. Other than me. I'm used to it, and I wear these, she adds, tapping a finger to her goggles. Stunner seems pleased. DG, you're on defense. That other team won't even find our flag, much less take it. Then he adds, almost as an afterthought, Uncle Drunkle, you're with DG on defense. McCormick motions for the team to exit the bus. Do your best, don't hurt anyone, don't damage anything, don't take any unnecessary risks. She smiles and adds, oh, and try to have fun. You and Dirty Girl trudge over to Team B's flag to coordinate the defense. She immediately scampers in a circle around the flagpole, concealing it in an impenetrable fog. Jeez. You know you don't have much time before the game starts. What do? I discuss strategy with Dirty Girl and object to her completely hiding the flag. It goes against the spirit of the game. What? No. I discuss strategy with Dirty Girl and I tell her I love her idea. Professor McCormick said we could use our powers, so this is a perfectly legitimate strategy. Hide behind some bushes and change into my forest stealth uniform. I just hide behind a tree and wait. No, I'm going with Dirty Girl. The strategy's good. It's perfectly fine. Alright, cool. Dirty Girl gives you a salute. I knew you were a cool kid. The other team is so totally screwed. I think with that we're gonna end part 2. Whoever's outside my building is loud as shit. Holy fuck. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna end part 2 there. Or I'm going to end part 2 there. There's nobody else here. But I do want to, I might not even, if this gets uploaded, just know that my plan is to actually have, I want to play this with other people, so other people can do the voices and everything, because I think it'd be a lot of fun. Anyway, so that is part 2. I hope you like it, and I guess I'll see you around for part 3. Thanks.